at a certain college, 100 students were randomly broken into two groups of 50 each. The first group of 50 was regularly given time at the tutorial center. The second group of 50 was not given time at the tutorial center. Records showed that those who went to tutoring had a 30% higher pass rate. Is this an observational or experimental study? Now this one's experimental because we broke it into two groups, right? We took the 100 students at random and broke them into two groups of 50. The first group was given tutoring. That's the treatment group. The treatment was the tutoring. The second group, no tutoring. That's the control group. So we're trying to compare, right? These are just 100 students randomly broken into two groups of 50, so there's nothing different about them. We didn't ask for volunteers. If we said, how many want to volunteer to be in the tutoring group and how many not? You can't do that. Once you start making volunteer statements, then stronger students will choose to be in the group that's going to go to tutoring, and all of a sudden you're going to get them having better grades, and maybe it's not because of tutoring, they were just better students if you let them choose. But if you don't let anybody choose and you just randomly break them up 50-50, then you're going to get a mix of good students and bad students and tall people and short people and men and women and everything. You're going to get just two random groups that have no difference between them except one group got the treatment, the tutoring, and the other group got no tutoring. They're the control group. That's the only difference between them, right? Otherwise, they're 50 random people in one group, 50 in another. Everything else about them is random. But there's one and only one difference. One group went to tutoring, the other no tutoring. Not by their own choice, because if it's by their own choice, then that shows something different in them. No, we have no differences at all. We just broke them into one group and another group at random. So then if the grades come out different, like 30% higher pass rate for those who went to tutoring, the only difference between them is the tutoring. Everything else is random. So if there's a different outcome in how they do on the grades, we can say the tutoring is causing it. At that point, we can determine that the tutoring is causing the difference because it's the only thing different about the two groups. Everything else is the same. They're just 50 random people and 50 other random people. So the tutoring is causing the difference if there's a different outcome. That's different than just saying, oh, we've got a bunch of people that went to tutoring and a bunch of people that didn't, and the people that went to tutoring did better. So tutoring's causing it. No, that would be observational. That was another example in the homework. That's just observational. That could just be because they're better students. The better students just decided to go to tutoring. They would have done better anyway, maybe. Maybe the tutoring wasn't making the difference. Whereas here, these two groups were not given their own choice. 50 were put into tutoring, 50 were put into non-tutoring. And if it comes out different, the only difference then is the tutoring. One group isn't better students or people who would have chosen tutoring, and the other not. We have no such difference. The only difference is going to tutoring or not going to tutoring. And so that's an experiment. That's how we determine causation. It's an experiment, not an observation.